Is it weird? I would like to have my hood up. Is this weird? Is it weird to record a video like this? Yeah, it is. Just put the headphones back on. Hello, welcome to the channel, my channel. I'm here today with another mod overview. Sorry, I'm just looking at Boone off camera. What you doing, bud? He doesn't know what he's doing. Anyway, today we're going to go over two mods. As you can see, I only have... Technically, I have 3 mods installed, but that's because I use both MC Command Center and MC Pregnancy, and I'm also going to go over UI cheats today, because that one won't take that long. First things first, I should probably tell you where to find these mods, so hang on. So, the mods. I knew I opened up my browser for a reason. I will link them down below, but here... Oh god, I'm a ghost. Anyway, here is the Patreon for UI cheats. It is made by Weirbesu. You can just go in here. Make sure your game is off when you update your mod folder. Make sure your game is off when you update your mod folder. You just download... I have a video showing you how to download that, but I'll go over it again. You just download this and put it into your mod folder, and you unzip it into your mod folder. UI cheats you can put into a subfolder. That one does work in a subfolder, and so does MC Command Center. Those ones will work in subfolders in case you like to organize your mods, like I do. Next is, we have MC Command Center, which, again, I'll put all of these links down below. I use MC Command Center and MC Woohoo. You need MC Command Center to get MC Woohoo to work. The creator, Deaderpool, also has a Patreon, which I will link as well down below if that is something you are interested in. Or, now that I've gone over where to get the mods and kind of went over how to download them, let's talk about them. Alright, so UI cheats is pretty self-explanatory. It's the user interface cheats. So it lets you fill needs. You can just click and kill drain needs, you know? Kill drain needs, like that. You can click to add money. You can right-click to take away money. Also, with UI cheats, if you right-click on an aspiration requirement, automatically fills that. Now, you get a party going. You can right-click and clear these little party requirements. Okay. Y'all can get the fuck out of my house. Well, actually, it was just Supriya that I invited over. And these also work for holidays as well. I don't know if they work on scenarios. But that's UI cheats. It's pretty simple. It's one of my favorite mods, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because it's really handy just to be able to click, hunger, up, bam, bam. Okay, so now on to MC Command Center. If you click on your mailbox, there'll be some... So, okay. There are a lot of options in MC Command Center. You can click on a sim, and it'll have a bunch of options you can do with your sim. You can click on the mailbox, it'll have a lot of world options, and there are even more options in the computer. So we're going to start with the world options, which I kind of went over in that mod installation video. But you can fill all the household needs, you can change the season, you can lightning strike, you can change the time. This is one of my favorite, because that way I can get the daylight. I can get daylight for screenshots. We saw in the previous video... I guess I could put, like, a card. That would go right above me. I'll put a card up for that. We'll see if I can figure out how cards work, and I'll show you... I'll put in that last video I keep referencing. You can modify... It'll pull up the casts, so you can modify. MC Dresser lets you copy and paste outfits, change them, exclude them, and But if you go to change them, your sim will immediately... See, you see now he's in his everyday. immediately change outfits, which is really great if it's freezing cold and you don't want to have to wait for your sim to go through the animation to change their outfits. You could just put them in their cold weather outfit and you don't have to worry about it. You can also MC Command Center sims you don't know, sims that aren't in your household. Like Supriya Delgado, I can see her age up here, her spouse, her current children, her residence. I can go into cast for that household, and sometimes when you do that, it'll load you into that household. So if I had... Well, let's just try it. Because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It's a mystery. So now we're in the Delgado household. Those shoes, I never noticed, but they're not great. So I'm just going to hit the check mark, because we're done. We don't really need to be in there. And we'll see if we're in our household or in the Delgado household. Because... yeah, now we're in our household. So you can do the sim commands, which I kind of went over. I can teleport her somewhere. I can give her some money. I can turn her into a cult. Into an occult. Boom. Now she's a vampire. Through dark rituals, she is now a vampire. Well, it's not really a dark ritual. I just cheated. Start a pregnancy, stop a pregnancy. If you start a pregnancy, you can also pick which trimester they're in, and the number of babies with a maximum of 3. If you leave it blank, it'll randomize that. If we go all the way down here to relationships, I can add a relationship with someone. Let's pick me. I can make myself Supriya's daughter, sister, or mother. I can set active levels, set active friendly to liked. Now, because this was the sim I had selected, I have a higher relationship with Supriya now. So if we select my husband, Magnus, if we go to MC Command Center, relationships, set active levels, active friendly, enemies, Supriya and Magnus now despise each other. You can see that up there, up at the top. We go to highlight. That's a full red bar. She hates me. We're really flirty today for some reason. MC Cleaner is just inventory related. A super fun... I don't think I have time to go over all of them, but a super fun one. Deleting them in just... she's gone. She is just no longer in existence. Killing them actually pulls up the in-game animations. You can also move them. Just put them in a different household. Marking them for death. If you read it here, it tells you what happens. Kill the selected sim with various game-specific types of death. This will happen when she is no longer on the active lot. Selecting gender preferences and swapping gender preferences, you can all do from here without having to enter cast full edit mode as well. So if we go to kill sim, there are a lot of different options. But I don't really want the sim here. So I'm going to go to MC Cheats, and I'm just going to make her leave. This will automatically make the sim leave from your current lot. And away she goes. Bye-bye, Supriya. There's more cheats. That barely scratches the surface of cheats. We're going to need a computer. And on the computer, it'll be the little Deader Pools icon, and it'll say MC Command Center. And this is a lot. This is where the MC Woohoo comes into place. I don't know what half of these do, because I just turned on the settings I wanted and didn't touch anything else. But if you change something and you don't like what you changed, all of these have an option to set to default. Use a Woohoo skill. When enabled, it gives you a Woohoo skill. Whiskey Woohoo %. And a Try for Baby %. So, just the chance that you could have your Sims could get pregnant just by woohooing normally. The default is 0. So if you don't have MC Command Center in your game, you don't have to worry about this. There's no risky woohoo innately in the game. I have it turned up to 5%, mostly for fun. It's kind of like real life, you know? Try for Baby %, the default is 80. If you hit escape, by the way, in all of those menus, it'll go immediately out. There's a bunch of things. You can select a default walk style for all young adult females will now walk like a vampire. After changing walk styles, you will need to save your game to persist the changes to walk styles for selective sims. So, currently, excuse me, if I wanted to keep that creepy walk style on my Sims, I would have to save my game. This persists across all of your saves, by the way. So this is just the regular settings autosave, but it will not autosave during deaths because that's an event that prevents save. I'm literally reading what it says up there. I don't have that. Maybe I should. Adjust the time speed. I'm not going to do that. Adopt a neglected child. If enabled, when it is determined that a baby, toddler, or child is neglected, they will be adopted rather than taken away by social services. That is really cool because if you, for example, a wild, crazy example, if you were to have triplets and maybe forget to feed all of them at the same time and one of them gets taken away, you can't get the baby back. They just no longer exist in the world. So this, if you enabled it, an NPC would adopt that child, and then you could go to that NPC's house and befriend them and kill them and take your kid back. That's an extreme example. Don't do that. Or do. This also changes the maximum household size, right? So as the base household size is 8, you can change it. But if you go into Create a Sim, it will delete the extra Sims. So if you wanted to have 8 Sims and a cat, you would need to change your household size to 9. But if you go into Create a Sim, for any reason at all, it will delete the extra Sim in there. Which could be a Sim, it could be the cat. So this is just a little heads up of the maximum household size. Money settings, I have auto pay bills enabled because I forget to pay my bills in The Sims a lot. That one's a really great one. You can enable child support, which I feel like, I feel like I turned that on once in the 100 baby challenge and I got like 10 grand or some shit. So I turned it off. The default is none, so it's currently disabled. You can turn on inheritance. If a Sim dies, you can get some extra household funds. It adds things to your game for fun things to your game. We're in the settings menu. If we go here, whoops. Oh yeah, okay. This is just the notification settings that you would get. You can disable them. You can enable them. If you don't want any notifications about stories, neighborhood stories, you can disable that. Phone texts, you can turn off texts. You can only get texts about festivals. Those are your only options. How much of this do I want to go over? A lot of this is just trial and error. Children can quit school. You can enable that. Let your kids quit school. Teenage Sims can drop out in high school years, right? But not children, not child Sims. But with MC Command Center, you can turn it on to let them do that. For occults, MC occults, you can change the abduction settings and all of that. You can change the % chance that if your Sim hooks up with an occult Sim, they're more likely to get pregnant with an occult baby. If you have, that's another one. If you have a occult Sim, you can add experience points to them. Allows changing the way interactions behave. So you can allow multiple BFFs. I'm just going to enable that right now. You can allow monster under the bed. If you have that disabled, there's no more fucking monster under the bed. As soon as I found this, I turned it on because it's annoying, right? It's super annoying. And I completely forgot that monster existed until I was watching a Let's Play in The Sims, and a monster showed up, and I'm like, there's a monster under the kid's bed? It's because I disabled it forever ago. There's a lot of these interaction behaviors that are interesting, like friendly asking to stay the night or asking if single is disabling the witnessing death. What does this do? Allows teens to invite other Sims to move in and be invited to move in. Disable the emotional deaths, like when you get super embarrassed or hysterical. You can disable that. Turned on multiple BFFs to enabled. Some of these changes you have to restart before they'll take place. The mod will tell you. If you go to resets, obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. It resets. And if you're still dicking around after changing, so I'm obviously I haven't restarted my game yet. I've still just been looking at MC Command Center settings. It did send me a notification saying it sent me a few notifications saying I had to restart my game. I restarted my game so that pop-up would stop coming up. But you may notice, or maybe you didn't notice, that my sim has a variety of random skills. Well, that's a setting in MC Command Center you can do. If you click on the sim you want, go to MC Cheats, Cheat Sim Info, Skill Cheats. You can max all the skills, you can forget all the skills, you can randomize all the skills. That's what crashed my game in the last one. A lot of MC Command Center is just playing around and goofing around. How do we not have maximum? Okay, hang on. Relationships, set active romance. There we go. For cisgendered male sims, you could start alien pregnancies. Just throwing that out there. For my sim, obviously if I go to MC Pregnancy, it's selected 2 random sims to be the seed sim. And if I cancel that, it'll make my sim. I'll just be cloning myself, basically. So if I hit close, I don't have a seed sim. My self sim is the seed sim. It'll immediately start the pregnancy, and then enter a number of babies. The maximum you can do is 3. If I leave these blank, it'll just randomize it. I don't wish to have a baby, so I shan't. I shan't be doing that. That's really just kind of the quick and dirty overview of MC Command Center and UI cheats. 2 very great mods. If you're interested in downloading them, I will have all of the links related down below. Some of the mods like these, the big ones with a lot of things, especially MC Command Center, you can just go in and goof around and see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. These are gameplay only. Obviously UI cheats, because being able to click and fulfill needs and aspirations really quickly. Sometimes the game bugs out, you know? Definitely cannot recommend those 2 mods enough. Ever since I found out about them, I've had them in my game. So I've had them for probably a couple years now. I will see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed this, please leave even if you didn't enjoy this, if you did not like this video, tell me. Leave your feedback down below. Please. And if you did like this video, also leave your feedback down below. I will see you guys next time. Have a great night. Day? Have a good time zone.